get into Liverpool's performance, how do you see that playing out on the final night? If you'd like to look into the crystal ball.
It looks going to be a great night to view.
Milan have Liverpool at home, and Liverpool are done and dusted.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Jurgen Klopp making even more changes than he did tonight, you know, especially with the schedule coming up. They might see a few more youngsters. Milan have the momentum, so I'd always kind of go with the team with the momentum going into this, and I think Milan will probably nick second spot. Yeah,
doing what Atalanta did before this last season, didn't they? Brian, let's get on to Liverpool's performance. You were keeping quite a close eye on this game for us. Sum it up in general. How did they play?
I did. It wasn't a very good performance. You could sense it even by the manager with how he spoke there. Their passing in the first half was very erratic. They coughed up a fair few chances. And when they got into good positions, as Jurgen Klopp said, they didn't do very well with them. He kind of suggested that they were overrushed and lacked composure. And he's right. It was Mane and Salah struggled a lot of the time. And Minamino made a big effort, but didn't do very well. Young Martin struggled in the first half coming into midfield. And they were probably fortunate not to be behind when they did eventually go ahead.
And you're going to show us the chances that Porto had, that there was a sense that they could capitalise on maybe Liverpool not being at their best. But did Porto look like a team who were sort of like, we need to go and do this here tonight?
Yeah, they were going for it, and they played with great gusto, and they were quite direct. They played a lot of long balls forward, but Liverpool caused some chances. Otavio here takes it off. Simikas in the right back position, gets across into the box. Tomori shot just hit off Mata, but could have went anywhere. It went wide. Centre forward, Edvan Nielsen played very well and links up here. He's in a good position. Kanata gets across. Didn't have a very good first half. You see him losing it again here, given the chance, and Diaz is in around the back. And a great chance for Otavio. The tackle comes in. That went to VAR to see if it was a penalty or not. They decided it wasn't. I actually thought it might have been a penalty. Another chance for Otavio. Just there with Liverpool being a bit scrappy at the back, really. And then here's early in the second half. I think Liverpool will be coming out all guns blazing. It wasn't a great header from Karami. It was a half chance. This is a good chance here. Eventually, Urube spins and shoots. Only goes inches wide. Alisson was beaten, all ends up. And that was kind of the end of it for them because Liverpool got going a bit then. And they got a great goal, which changed the complexion of the game. They brought Henderson on, made the difference in the middle of the field, and they were in good control after that.
Before we look at that goal, is that a little concern in terms of Liverpool that they are giving up chances, Damien? Something Klopp talked about last week heading into the weekend. He said, look, everything's going great, but we're maybe a little bit not quite as sharp defensively as we can be. Possibly,
but they're aware of it. And, you know, Virgil van Dijk, a fully fit Virgil van Dijk, and bear in mind, he's going to get stronger as the season goes on now. You know, he's really going to pick up form, and they're hoping the other side of Christmas he really hits the ground running and Liverpool go back to being as stingy as they normally were. But it's mildly concerning, and they'll be looking at that and analysing it and seeing what they can do a little bit better. But I think with Thiago in the team as well, it kind of opens the game up a bit more with his passing range, and sometimes they turn the ball over. Fabinho, when he plays, they're obviously an awful lot more solid as well. So Van Dijk, Fabinho are crucial to
have to take into account different team tonight. A lot of changes they made. Right, how good was this goal?
I can't tell you. I mean, you live your life as a footballer dreaming to hit a ball this cleanly. I mean, you do. I mean, I'm not even sure this brushes the grass. I mean, he hits it down into the grass. I mean, look, it's a poor free kick, gets headed out. Neco Williams very nearly ruins the moment, but you just get a little chill through your body when you see it. I mean, the technique is just as perfectly good as you're going to get. I still haven't decided if it hits the grass or not. He definitely spins it down, but I'd say it just brushes it ever so slightly. But I can't tell you how pure, how clean that is, and just gives you a warm feeling inside.
It's like a 2-iron.
It's a stinger. But the technique is great. He gets over the top of it, gets his knee over it, he hits it down. And I've looked at it about 10 times. I'm still not sure if it's brushed the grass or not. The technique is that excellent, honestly. Your whole life. I spent my whole life trying to do something like that.
Did you ever hit one?
Never would you hit a ball that clean.
He just scored against Liverpool when they badly needed the goal.
Weren't as pretty as that.
Not as clean as that. That was as crisp as you're going to get.
He's an interesting one from a Liverpool point of view. Signed as a Champions League winner from Bayern Munich. Real sense between injuries and he had COVID as well, didn't he, last season, that he never quite got going and has never quite found a place or settled in properly. And talked this week about maybe returning to Barcelona, which he dismissed yesterday. Does he have a future and a role at Liverpool?
I think so, yeah. He played exceptionally well at the weekend in the Arsenal game. He was brilliant. There's times when I look at him, I think he hasn't got the mobility for the Premier League. No wonder how he didn't spot it at Bayern Munich when they were going so well. There's times when players break off from him and run away from him and he never looks like catching them. But I think it's probably been the things that you said, maybe his injuries and his illness. And it's a settling in time. We've seen that with many of the players that played in the German league, particularly Ivan Mane. I know we went through Southampton, but a lot of players have had taken time to settle with Liverpool. And
Keita is another one.
Yeah, Keita's another one. He's done better this year when he's been fit too. So we'll see, but he's a smashing passer of the ball and controlling the tempo of the game. And his range of passing is very, very exciting. So I think he's a part to play. Whether he be first choice when Henderson's right, when Fabinho is right.
Okay.
Maybe with those two, and he's the third one.
Well, the man who's definitely first choice. I mean, you talked about Liverpool stepping up through the gears once they got themselves going in this game. Salah's goals.
Here's young Morton gets it off the goalkeeper. He hadn't got a great game, but this was the pass tonight. Brilliant ball. Had a bit to do, Salah, but we know he can do that. We know he has exceptional strength. He holds his do off. Here he takes it back from Henderson, goes on the inside and leaves the Ray-Bay 9 on his bottom and sticks it in the corner. And Damien said to me, how often have we seen him doing this? You know where he wants to go. You know, the Saint defenders, don't let him come inside in his left foot. Whatever you do, don't let him come inside. Comes up with a back heel, makes the run, points to Henderson where he wants the ball. Midfield player coming back. He throws the shape as if he's going to go outside. Look, the little dummy gets it back in the inside, and he has scored just the most spectacular goals this season.
His DVD is
just
looking
incredible.
good this
The
season.
Manchester City won, the Watford one recently. That's a great goal in any circumstances. But on his list, it's probably not even in his top 20.
The line that gets rolled out all the time is when Mo Salah's coming inside, stop him coming inside. Now that's a lot easier said than done, because to stop him coming inside, you'd almost have to move level with him, if you understand what I mean. So as he's coming square across the pitch, you'd have to stand right in his path, and if you do that, you're going to leave the whole line open, and he's just going to shift it down his right foot and probably cut it in an angle anyway. I mean, at some point as a defender, you have to say, I can't even go down the line. I need help. I need a backtracking midfield player, the one that fell over there. But it's so easy, so much easier to sit in the studio and say, stop him coming inside. It's
terrible defending. Yeah, right. It's great when you see a guy beating somebody without touching the ball, just dropping the shoulder. Great to see it.